FastStone.org is host to a nifty bunch of photo manipulation programs. We're going to look at Photo Resizer 2.5 for Windows. It's freeware with provisos, but I'll talk about those later. Now, when checking out a piece of software, what I usually do is go to the menus along the top. And under File, we've got one entry which just invites you to quit the program, so that's not too well stocked. Here's a bit of fun. You can make it look like a OS 9 interface, but of course it is a Windows program. There are other Windows themes, but we'll stick with Corona, it looks better. Help menu, license agreement. Now here's the proviso. It's free for home use, but if you plan to use it commercially, then you buy a license, available from the home page. Before I get on to resizing images, let's check out the renaming functions. And for that we're going to need some pictures. That, by the way, is a Nokia phone browser which renders very strangely in the Photo Resizer interface. But we've got some shots down on the K drive. So we'll go batch rename, and there they are on K, 1 to 11. They're all bitmaps because they're scans from photo prints. Let's hop down and look at the renaming. You can put in a new name. They're pictures of a band called Golgotha, and these symbols here, $M inserts the month into the file name, $Y the year, and those hashes give it a file number. You can see the keys down here. You can change the extension to upper or lower case if you want to. I think we'll leave no change. We'll add all of our pictures to the input list. There they are, still bitmaps. Are you sure you want to rename them? Yes, I do, and it just whizzes through really quickly. And there they are. I'll just stretch that out a bit, and you can see you've got the name, the month, the date, and then a sequence of numbers, the original numbers of the files. Now I've got this in list view, although you can look at them as icons, or down the bottom right hand side of the interface, if we choose one, you can get a little preview in this window here. Let's just choose another picture. There you go, that's actually a drummer. Okay, we'll take a look now at the kind of file formats that Photo Resizer can deal with, and there's quite a few to choose from. Zoom in, JPEGs, GIFs, BMPs, portable network graphic, Photoshop documents, even icons. Okay, we'll go back to Drive K. There are our files, still as bitmaps. And we'll batch convert them, I think, for print. And as we all know, printing requires TIFFs, tagged image file format. We'll check the settings. If you give an LZW compressed TIFF to a designer, they will likely throw it back at you and say decompress it yourself. We're going to be even kinder to our designer by converting from RGB to CMYK, that's cyan, magenta, yellow and black, or key, which is what the K stands for. And those are the 4 colour plates that are used in commercial printing. We've put our files into the input list, created an output folder. There it is. Now on a print job, you don't want to go resizing images, so we don't need these advanced resizing options just yet. The images can be resized in the desktop publishing software, probably Quark Express, or maybe even Adobe InDesign. Click Convert and see how quickly it goes through. This is immensely fast, compared with some batch converters I've used. Done. And then let's go and find them, shall we? Look at the size of those files. They're CMYK separated TIFF, so they're going to be big. And look, it's actually retains the original creation date of each image, rather than replacing it with today's date. So I think we'll clear our input list. Just hop over to the right there, clear it. Let's try something else. Let's check out Advanced Options and click on the button. Up comes rather large dialog. We'll start at right and work our way left. Border effects. You can add border effects, but what I want to do with these pictures is create some thumbnails for a website. So we'll work towards that target and check things out as we go. So we'll take the frame off, in fact cancel that altogether. A watermark might be useful. FastStone has already got one in there. You can create your own watermark, place it top left, top center, anywhere you like really. There's also an opacity slider, you'll see to the left there. to make the watermark more or less intrusive. Background option, drop shadow options available. Looks a bit rubbish on this particular example, but the important thing is it's a portable network graphic, or .png. It's a low footprint graphic file format which supports transparency, making it ideal for watermarks. But we'll take that off because they're thumbnails. Might want to use some text. There we are. It's got a drop shadow on it, you'll notice, as any typography professional will tell you. If you want to impress a client, stick a drop shadow on your text. And again, you can offset it and use an opacity slider to make it, again, more or less intrusive. Save options to file. If you want to use it over and over again, you can reload it. DPI. Now, if this was for print, we'd set the X and Y to 300 DPI, which is the industry standard. But it's not for print, it's for the internet, and of course, that means 72 DPI, both X and Y. So we'll use that. Adjustments. Now, all of these adjustments should have been made while the photos were being prepped. However, you can bulk convert everything to grayscale if you want, or even sepia. But I don't really want to do that, so I'm going to cancel use adjustments and have a look at colour depth. 16.7 million colours or 24-bit images are quite possible. You can reduce bit depth if you want to save on file size right down to 1 bit. Bit useless, but I want to keep it nice and colourful. Don't really want to change the canvas size. That should have been done while prepping the images. And I don't want to crop, because again, that should have been done while preparing the images ready for processing. But it's possible if you want it. Rotate, well, they're all the right way up, although if you're addressing the Australian market, you can rotate by 180 degrees if you want. Although, again, this is something I'd prefer to do on individual shots as required rather than doing a batch process. Here we go, here's the meat of it, resize. Lots of options here. You can resize it in pixels or as a percentage, or resize based on one side and preserve the aspect ratio of each image so they don't get squished and pulled about. And we'll choose the long side, and there's a bunch of standard sizes you can resize to, all the way up to 2000. We want thumbnails. 200 is a good value for the pixels. Sticking with the bilinear filter, save that option to file, add our images, and then hop down, select JPEG. Now you've got JPEG options. Here we are, quality. We want top quality. It's a quality band. And we don't want CMYK, we want RGB. If you're going to be posting large images, then you can have them load progressively by clicking progressive, and keep the EXIF data if you want to. Click on OK, and I think we're just about ready, but I think a different output folder, we'll call it thumbs because they're thumbnails obviously. There it appears, and we're ready to go, and wallop. Again, Speedy Gonzales. This really saves a lot of time if you're working with a large library of photos. We'll preview it in Windows Explorer. Let's hop into thumbs, right click on one, look at the file sizes, Diddy, and go to preview. There it is. Oh dear, that text didn't work out too well now, did it? But no worries, it's quick and easy enough to go back and do the whole thing again. So for website creation and print publishing and a whole manner of other activities, this bit of FastStone software is a really good addition to your arsenal, although certain publishing professionals will be a bit aggrieved that there's not a Mac version available.